All right. Well, we spent a little bit of time earlier, but I'd love to talk a bit about your own personal health journey. You talked earlier about your accident, and that really stemmed from uncontrolled diabetes. And you've been struggling with diabetes since you were a child. Can you tell me about how it was growing up with childhood diabetes?
Well, all I know is I went from being able to have all the snacks that I want, me and my sister, snacks and sodas and, all of the things that a child could love. And one day my parents came and tried to sit me down with a whole bunch of new snacks, and they told me, they said, Shavon, these are your snacks. And it was diet soda and healthier things. And I'm looking over, because my sister, she could still have the regular snacks, and I'm looking like I want those, So it was definitely a struggle, especially being young, knowing that you cannot have something that a sibling can have.
Yeah.
Because of your health.
Yeah, and how was that described? Like, how was the health literacy? Like, did the doctor explain any of this to you and your family, or was it just like, nope, now you just have to have different snacks, or how was this explained in your house?
Well, I'm sure they explained it to my parents, but and they did their best to explain to me, like, you can't really have this kind of stuff because you have diabetes now, So it was just like basically just kind of tell me as much as you can tell a child that they cannot have, something that other people can have that's their age,
Yeah.
So it was still hard, I pouted and I was not happy, but and they really did a good job in trying to make sure I did have things, even though it didn't taste the same,
Okay. Yeah. So you had pretty much uncontrolled diabetes most of your young adult life.
Yes.
And what did that mean? Was that like lots of hospitalizations? What did that look like?
No, no hospitalizations. It was just basically to watch, eat this, eat that,
Do you have headaches? Like, what were the symptoms like?
Going to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom a lot. That's why my parents took me to the hospital and got me checked out, because it was morning, noon, and night. Mm-hmm. And that's when they found out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So your uncontrolled diabetes kind of went into your adulthood, and in a case you ended up having kind of a traumatic accident that really created another problem, right?
Yes.
You had this accident that had you then get a burn. Mm-hmm. You got hospitalized for that burn, and then had to be rehabilitated. So now you have your body is fighting uncontrolled diabetes, and now you're fighting to rehabilitate from this burn. At what point did that accident kind of help you want to really take control of your health, or what happened in that process?
Well, it really did, because like you said, I was hospitalized for the burns and stuff like that. So I was in the hospital for like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I went home. And this was over the holidays. So Thanksgiving, I was in the hospital. Went home for 2 weeks. Had to come back 2 weeks later because I couldn't breathe. I had a collapsed lung. They did emergency surgery. And I was in there another 2 weeks, which meant I was also there for Christmas in the hospital. And
so the collapsed lung was also due to
collapse because of the burn.
Oh my God.
Because of the burn, it seeped down and burned me, because they did the skin graft. So I had the skin graft burned here and burned here, and my ear also was my ear. Mm-hmm. So with all of that and the collapsed lung, I had to have a trach.
Oh my goodness.
And so on top of everything, I could not talk. And my family was like, well, we don't know how to take care of a trach. And I had to be put into the rehabilitation place. Yeah. And there it was definitely not home. It was, I felt depressed. I really felt depressed. I felt down. I couldn't talk. I felt like people were not listening to what I had to say, and things of my needs, you know, and trying to express yourself to somebody and you can't really talk and you having a pen and pad. I need this, I need that. Or texting my family members and they got to call up there to talk, say what I need. And so that really impacted me. It's like, okay, you know, you in your early 40s, you know, when you in your early 40s and you're going through this, you're in a place where, you know, you feeling like you're alone. I don't have any kids. I don't have anybody, you know, to take really care of me as I get older. You know, I stay with my dad, thank God. But it's like, if I was to get older and don't get in control of my health, I don't have anybody to take care of me, you know, as I get older. I need to take care of myself so I don't end up in a place like this.
Yeah.
So it was very heavy on my mind, depressing, and definitely felt alone a lot.
It also sounded like it was self-motivating, that you did not want to be in that situation any longer than you had to.
No, I had a physical therapist, and I love that physical therapist because she told me, she said, these people will keep you here. She said, I realize there's going to be days you don't want to get out the bed. It's going to be days you don't want to move and stuff like that. But every day I come here, I want you to get out that bed. I want you to do your exercises. I want you to do the routine that I have for you, because if not, these people will keep you here for the rest of your life.
Oh my goodness.
And that resonated with me.
Wow.
So that definitely was a motivator. I did not want to be there.
Yeah.
So
It sounds like that person was almost a godsend. It was like
she was. Oh yes, she was.
Yeah.
She was a light in there, you know, and she really just helped me and motivated me to really do what I needed to do, because for me it was other things in there like that was happening that were not good for me. Also, I had people giving me medication when they wasn't supposed to give me medication, and telling me to take my medication. I'm like, it was like I had every morning somebody would give me my insulin, and I would try to tell her, you know, can't talk. No, I can't take my insulin at 6 in the morning. I can't take the 6 in the morning. We don't eat breakfast till 10. My sugar's gonna drop low. But I don't have a voice. So I'm like, and then they just smiling and like, you know, you gotta take it because I'm gonna put it down as a refusal. And I'm like, you know, so
Wow.
that was hard, you know.
Yeah.
So it just led me to believe, no, you gotta get yourself together. So I mean, I had to wind up getting me some snacks in that situation, because I knew she was going to give me my medication in the morning. So I had stuff that after she gave me my medication, I could eat that, so I knew my sugar wouldn't drop too low, because it was doing it. You know,
you would
so.
crash. Wow, that's really fascinating. It's like you had to advocate for yourself, but didn't have all the means to do that. You didn't have a voice. You were trying to figure out how do you manage in a place where you're in a place they're supposed to be taking care of you, but you know, you were kind of just a number, right? You were just coming in to give you meds. I didn't really look at the drug interactions or how this was going to really impact your total health, right? Your holistic health. You know, you battle more than just diabetes, right? You've been you also take a statin for cholesterol, right? And you also have high blood pressure. So you're dealing with multiple chronic conditions.
Yes.
And so while the acute issue of the burn kind of has come and gone, right? You now don't have a trach and you're speaking well and you're able to advocate on your own. You're juggling, literally, many different chronic illnesses.
Yes.
How do you manage all of that?
Well, it's a process. I know what I need to do. Like I said, I like singing because they gave me like the tools I need to just put me on a pattern to really just center myself, align myself, getting used to taking my medications and doing what I need to do, and really giving me tools that I need in order to not only just take this medication, but to also try to get off of my medication at some point.
So in your case, it's not just like, you've been living with diabetes pretty much most of your life, right? But your high blood pressure and your cholesterol, you're trying to manage, but also get off some of these medications. And so some of it's diet and exercise and other things that you're doing to kind of modify your life so that you can remove a few of these things. So what are you using? What are you trying to do in your life to kind of remove, let's say, your statin or remove your high blood pressure med?
Well, one thing I love is I don't do a high regimen exercise, but I love doing water aerobics.
Okay.
Water aerobics is good for all ages. It's good for your muscle, if you have like muscle weakness or, elderly or anybody. So you get all the impact of exercising without the pain, as much pain, or it's really easy on your muscles. So water aerobics has really been great for me to do. I haven't did it in the past month or so because it's been so cold outside.
Sure.
But I'm definitely, getting back in. I'm definitely getting back into it. And another thing I love to do is I love to dance. And so I take the line dancing class, and I love that. It's all about moving and getting yourself going, and trying to implement different foods and stuff that not only are healthy but you're gonna like. But also, I don't cheat myself either. You gotta do things in moderation. You can, cause if you go for so long and you got a taste for something, don't eat the whole thing. Just eat a little piece, maybe once a week, But everything is in moderation. You got to balance yourself and balance what you need, but also get things you like. They have different kind of healthy snacks that are also good. So.
Yeah. So you've talked a little bit about the health coaching piece, and it sounds like you've almost done your own health coaching, right? To motivate yourself to get out of the rehab center, to motivate yourself to be more active, and to know that your goal is to get off medication. How have you incorporated a health coach in goal setting and helping you with your mental outlook and managing your chronic conditions?
Well, I basically just know that I have to really put myself on a regimen. It's and I started certain, now I'm going into the mind aspect. I tell people I'm working on my mind, body, and soul. So I started recently, over the past, I guess about a little over 30 days, really starting the affirmations and breathing and centering your mind and really clearing your mind, and journaling and writing down how I'm feeling, and writing down things that I want out of life, and writing down things that I believe I shall have and I do have, and calling those things into existence. Ooh. So in doing that, you gotta take action. So you say what you want, and then you take the movement, make the movement in order to achieve what you want. So it's just all about changing different things. And you don't, in my opinion, you don't have to do it all at once. Do a little here, and once you get that under control, you can implement something else. It's all about celebrating yourself for making small achievements, because if you don't celebrate, if you just looking at the end goal, and you don't take steps or have, you know, little markers, you set yourself up for failure. You got to celebrate your little milestones, like, oh yeah, I did that. Oh, I journaled that I wanted to do this, you know, this month. I journaled that I wanted to do that. And these are the steps that I took to take, and I did it. So you celebrate those moments. And if you come short, it's fine. You be like, okay, I fell a little short. You know, we're doing it this month, but I'm gonna set that same goal for next month, and I'm gonna implement the steps to doing it this month, or things that I can do better, because I want to get to my goal. In order to achieve the big goal, I gotta hit my smaller mile markers.
Yeah. Wow, it's really inspirational. Anything you would want to tell others who are trying to, you know, they have, you know, and in some cases you had really some insurmountable problems. They felt like, you know, not being able to speak and having a collapsed lung and, you know, having a burn plus having a chronic illness, it could feel completely overwhelming, and then to being depressed, you know, but you found this will, you found this strength to keep moving. What sort of motivation would you give others to take control of their health and to just start on a path of wellness?
Well, my personal motivation to start off with is my mom. My mom is a diabetic. My mom has had strokes and heart attacks. My sister and I have to completely, you know, take care of her, along with some, you know, my sister's kids and all. So we help take care of my mom. And my mom, at my age, she went through some of this stuff. So my motivation is that I want to be around. I want to live, and I don't have anybody far as children to lean back on and to take care of me.
Well, it sounds like you got nieces and nephews now.
Yeah, I got nieces and nephews.
Okay. Well,
But they probably gonna take care of their mama, you know.
I hope they're gonna take care of their auntie too.
Hopefully they do take care of fun on body. But you can't really depend on that. And if you know you want to live, and you know you want to thrive in life, and you have a goal in mind, you just have to put it in your mind that I can do this, I will do this, and just set it in your goal. Like I said, make those goals, make those mile markers, hit those. When you hit those little mile markers, you can give yourself that pat on the back and say, I did that. I achieved something that I set out to do. So I would just motivate people to take that first step, whatever it is. It can be the smallest thing. And as long as you work at it. Work at it, and eventually, if you keep on working at it, you're going to do it.
Yeah. What an inspiration, and I thank you for sharing your story and your journey with me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.